And welcome back to my YouTube. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies and kids. This is the Medion painting that's on the right and the Mona Lisa that's on the left, which is the young Mona Lisa, the older Mona Lisa. These are facts, and I'm going to show you that this skull and this hand, I'm going to show you how they're the same in the painting in the Mona and the Mona in the Medion. This is the hand with the twisted finger. Leonardo da Vinci's cartoonish jokes with all these cartoons that's in these finger areas. And that is the skull. When you take and put this over the top, you can line up the guy up here with the nose, and he fits 100%. What also fits 100% is the circle down here that has a half circle, which is a comic again. I'll zoom in on those in a second. When you pull it back down, there's a half circle, and here's with the Himmen hat, which is in my YouTube's explaining what Himmen's about, or you can look it up. And it's a person looking this way, cartoon, and the guy's sitting down with shoes on and everything, dressed up in black. That's in there. If you also put this up, you'll see that the skull fits within the finger. On top of all that, the skull, the person with the shoes is here sitting, and the circle that we're talking about right here is this other half of this circle that's here. I'm going to zoom for you on those two issues, or three, because you can see the skull. But this is the guy with the hat. You see his nose and his eye, how it floats. Let me grab my pointer. This is a light hat that fades through like a race car blowing smoke. Here's the nose, here's the mouth, here's the eye, and the back of his face. The chin comes on down, goes on up, and he's looking this way, at least in this sight. But I guarantee he's looking everywhere. Also, the circle that I was talking about is right here. And when you lay that in there, he finishes the other part of the circle around. And then we are also talking about the main skull. As you see, the skull itself, and as you see, the area of where the skull goes in and the outskirts of the finger. Now, when you do take a look at the finger side by side, you can see the shadow of like a cloud running through here of a mist of the finger that runs through here. And there's a reason, because it's there. But he also does it within the inner, and he continues it throughout his works. For those who wonder why, it would be pretty difficult for me to get into over 400 YouTubes to explain, but here's for a quick reason. He makes his work move across the room like a flip book, okay? And it's really, really, really cool. And when you hit a certain area, it matches just right. And he even has it to where this image that fits here is the same each time while he fades it, even when it gets to here. And as you see, when it gets to there, that you can see that he is actually sitting on the area of his area. If you see how he sits here and his feet come on down in here, he sits here and his feet comes down in here. Okay, here he is, and he sits in like on a chair. Leonardo da Vinci was a magnificent, hidden, fun artist. And this is only one of probably 10,000 images in which I have shown or have, without a doubt, of every exact piece that I've found so far. If I put this back up here, I'll show you something else. If you look, and I'm going to V at it for you, right there. I put it up, and you see the image of the, looks kind of like a bowling pin person. And if I pull it back down, see the bowling pin? I put it back up. Okay. And you can see the bowling pin person in the design with a partial of the line. You see right here? That's the bowling pin. He does it largerly, and he does it within the inner where you connect the dots. It's that easy with Leonardo da Vinci. It's not that easy for me to find. It took me 7 years. But what I mean is, it's that easy. If you were as his student, he would say, hey, that's easy. Okay, so when you go to put him up there in a one digit, because items move, you can see that the image floats. You can pull them back down one notch, and you can scoot them over just a hair for his movement, and he fits in the body 100%. See how the body fits 100% with these images up against it? See the lines? He gives you the markings, and I can only get close to it because the computer only allows a little. Leonardo da Vinci don't allow any. So if there's any offset, it's the computer's fault, because the computer can't even get into the micros. This guy is that fine. What we're looking at on this particular image here is so happens to be like with the finger, probably, I don't know, 3/8 by a ½ inch, and it takes all of this image there, and just that image in this area here, I would say there's probably 3 million images by the way it turns. And I've explained that in many of my other YouTubes. But if you actually look at each little dot, there's a wild little color. Watch. I zoom in. You see the cartoon guy? See the guy right there? That's a guy or a girl. See him? He's right there. Okay. You see that white face? And then you see a white nose that's separate, and you see the eye that's separate, and the hair. Each one of those is an image, build an image like Indian totem pole. And each one has layers of hundreds of layers and transparencies. And each time you turn it, it changes. So that's how on something so small, you can actually have a trillion images, actually trillions of images, which is an understatement. I wouldn't doubt if it's billions of trillions, and it's because of math. He has done to make 4K look like back in the Indian day, cowboy time of telegraph. I mean, this guy, this guy has absolutely taught me extremely well, and he's not even around. Can you imagine the greatest teacher on the planet, and he's still in heaven? He's not even here. And that is awesome. He's left his mark and his heart with me. And I hope to honor him in many, many ways. If you actually look at my hand, watch this. This is his. You see the tip on the right? If you look at it, you know what it is. It's the finger. But doesn't it look, okay? Doesn't it look like the tip of the nose of a dog? Here's the eye. Here's the nose. Here's the snout. It runs up, and that's the head. Okay. Leonardo da Vinci loved animals, and he was like a Dr. Dolittle too. But if I go to move this up for you to see, you see how the picture changes. But the imagination of what I just said of the tip, doesn't that kind of look like he's carrying a dog bone? Huh? Okay, so he has this ability to put on shows, and there's nothing else but his stories and his shows in here. I found Snoopy in here. I found Pluto. I found Scooby-Doo. I found if they're not them, they're their twins. There's spaceships in here, bicycles, motorcycles, guns. There's every single thing you can think of that's in here. Sunglasses, so many hidden works. It's makes me stutter. I don't know how anybody could have such great talent, and but obviously somebody did, and I am blessed. I am so blessed that I had the opportunity to find that out before I die on this earth, of somebody's great abilities. So, I mean, these are not accidents with a brush. That's a cartoon with images on top of each. Okay, those stars and everything, they may not look like much because, in a sense, but you can see images out of them and faces. Just connect the dots. I mean, we've seen cartoons. We truly have seen cartoons that the stick walks and talks. Okay? How does the stick walk and talk and we put it on TV, but you don't think it's going to do the same in a painting? Ridiculous. Leonardo da Vinci knew that. Ridiculous. Because it's absolutely, if you can dream it, you can do it. I guess. Okay? Well, with Leo, it was all... I haven't seen a thing in here that hasn't been that we've already had, between cars, motorcycles, airplanes. He knew what was coming, and he had a good time doing it. So hey, please subscribe. Remember to subscribe. This is the end of the video, and I have probably 450 videos or better, and I need to try to get some income. I could use anybody's help in any way, their ability. This is, I've never tried to hide or lie about any of the items around here. I want to say thanks for viewing, subscribing, and great comments. God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens, and stay healthy. And I thank you very much for watching. Amen.